Here we have a friend of mine, Trevor from Motion Auto TV. We are going to chat with him today. I was going to come up with a great list of things to talk about.
He's finishing up talking to somebody.
All right.
Where do you want to do it, right?
Let's walk by the new Supra and I'll sigh in disappointment at it.
So I've known Trevor for probably about 4 or 5 years.
He came longer than that.
Really?
2014.
Wow.
So that's 5 years, yeah.
So he holds a special place in my heart with me because he went to Japan for the first time I went to Ebisu. I'd been in Japan before, but you shared the big like first Ebisu experience,
right?
That
was the very first Ebisu experience. I was there for your first start of your JZX 100.
Yeah.
And I know I hold a special place in your heart because you actually remember my name.
Oh, that's so sweet. I remember when he was like first starting YouTubing and he was asking us like camera questions. And I just want to state, the more you know about cameras and stuff like that, the worse you will do on YouTube.
Yeah.
Because you get caught up with stupid stuff. So now I'm filming on an iPhone and I'm trying to learn from him. And while I was over there, he actually started filming on an iPhone in the YouTube app.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, when I was in Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just like went live streaming on YouTube.
Literally blew my mind because this was like 2014.
You had all your cameras then. That was before you did the 3-hour long.
Yeah, we were actually recording a BC Racing special, and we were filming in RAW on an external recorder. It took 2 to 3 hours to capture footage every night.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it was a huge ordeal. And now I film on a freaking phone most of the time because it's so much easier. Oh, okay, we're here. This is Trevor's car. Trevor's an interesting person for a lot of reasons. I would say, one, he's a YouTuber that when I first, this isn't an insult, but I didn't think you were the personality that would work on YouTube, you know what I mean? You have very dry humor.
And I'm kind of mean sometimes. Not mean, I just like to talk crap to people, but I like, I don't know. I'm not funny, that's the thing, I'm not.
You are funny, you just probably aren't trying to be. But anyways, so you have a big YouTube channel, you're very good on YouTube and you're very good with people and stuff on there, they like you. And then he has a lot of interesting ideas that were not popular at the time when you did them, such as you built this car and it was a JZ on a stock ECU.
Yeah.
So you have an amazing way of simplifying things and building things in a better way. And the car's fantastic.
Yeah.
And it hasn't broken, hasn't been repainted in like 4 years.
Yeah, so I painted it, I think it was repainted it 3 years ago before I came down to Lone Star Drift. And that's when we did like the Harris Hill Raceway and all that stuff. And I think that was when Adam first came down. And that was my first event at Gulf Greyhound Park. That was the first time I went down there, and that was really fun. But yeah, stock 2JZ, GT, VVTi. I have a Garrett GT 3076 on it, like 16 pounds of boost, pump gas, like just runs and starts and idles like a Toyota Camry, like, and you go beat the crap out of it. So CDO9 tranny, twin disc, BC Racing coilovers, and a cage, and just...
You're naming off all these parts, but it starts like a stock vehicle.
Yeah, like a Camry. Like, it's literally like a Camry.
And that's the most impressive part. It's not like that it has a built this or a built that or a swap. It literally starts like a stock car. It starts better than any KA240SX that's still in existence.
Yeah, like I wish I could start it now, but like the sun like cooked the battery earlier. This is the first time in 4 years that it has never started.
So what should we talk about? What do you want to talk about? I had a bunch of ideas and I completely forgot because we're sun-baked out here at FD.
I don't know. I mean,
why don't you tell me, so you had a huge amount of success lately in YouTube. What's it like? Is YouTubing stressful?
Oh yeah, like it's weird because I mean, people say like numbers don't bother them, but then like they like do at a certain extent. And then with, especially like YouTube and like the stuff that I'm doing, like I'm like a small channel in relation to like other channels.
You're getting pretty big, man.
That do certain stuff. And it's just crazy, like, because like right now YouTube is my full thing, so it like pays the bills, like you got a mortgage on the house, like shop rent. And it's just crazy, like when your views like start to affect like your livelihood, so that gets stressful. I don't know, it is an interesting thing, but it's awesome, like, and I think a lot of people see like the passion behind a project. So if you're not like passionate about a project and you're not stoked about it, they're not going to be stoked about it either.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I can't say that I've like physically like tried to like go crazy on a project just for the sake of doing it.
Yeah.
But I've definitely got into like a dry spot to where like I didn't know what to do. You know, you're like, I don't even know where to go with this thing. I almost don't know where I'm going with that. But yeah, I think it's just a lot of like the whole YouTubing thing just kind of has to be the passion. Like it can't be like this fake thing. Like
it's too hard to fake.
Yeah, and like
too hard.
People see right through that, and I feel like a lot of my channel stuff is like people aren't like fanboying like over me or anything. It's like a respect thing. Like it's like, hey man, I like what you do.
Hello, Alyssa.
Cool. Hi, sorry.
Keep going.
Like that's cool, and I want to do the same thing. Like I'm building a car at home in my garage, and I liked it when I watched you be able to do that.
Yeah.
And especially like this thing where it's so simple. It's not like I just tried to complicate it, you know, with the biggest, baddest stuff in the whole entire world, like right out from the gate. Like I like to like step things up and like see the progress in it versus just going like full crazy on something. Like the thing that I've had a lot of success with recently is my Honda Civic, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. And that's probably one of my most fun cars. Is a '96 Honda Civic. It had a D series in it. I repainted it. It's been sitting around the shop for like 6 years, and made like 500 horsepower on the D series that was in it. And then ended up getting kind of not bored with it, but I wanted to step it up to like the next level of like, what is the best Civic that I could build? And then be a K series all-wheel drive.
Yeah.
And so I did K series, 100% stock, like K24. We ended up having an issue with the dyno on the first one where it overboosted at like 3,000 RPM and just spit a rod out of it. We did another one, stock K20, made like 616 horse, just completely stock. So it wasn't like I took the car and just, it didn't run for 3 years before I brought it out. It was like we put it together in a month on a stock engine, made 600 horsepower, blew it up, did it again, and stuff like that. So I don't know, I just like to have fun and kind of not necessarily be super meticulous with stuff, but kind of like backyard special it, but like the right way.
Have you thought about how interesting it is that you are at the forefront of the disintermediation of media, so that like you can have your own media distribution company, your own name, your own format, control your future? You literally are like a TV show, and you get paid like one, kind of. I mean, like obviously there's differences and stuff, but you control your audience, you control all this stuff, and you have, I don't know how to say it, but like you literally are playing with cars for a living, like a TV star would, 10 years ago or whatever.
But like, if somebody
can do anything you want.
10 or 20 years ago, like how would they do that?
Oh, they
like
couldn't.
The steps that would have been involved with it. Like you'd have had to shoot a whole show. Like people didn't even know how to edit videos.
Yeah.
Like Kyle from 1320. Like he said, like his first video editor was like he like edited like porno movies and stuff like that. Like that's like because he knew how to edit videos. But he's the only person that like knew type of thing.
Yeah.
And they were like releasing their footage on like VHS tapes and stuff.
Yeah.
But it is just insane. Like you'd have like a cable TV show at like 3 in the morning that nobody watched, and that would be the only way to distribute something like this, like a small production, or it would just have to be like super big and crazy.
Yeah.
But I think another thing, one of the reasons why YouTube is so big right now, and like vlogger type guys or whatever, is because like TV had huge success with reality TV, and then it got scripted, and people don't like that. People want to see like people working on their stuff, breaking their stuff, like having real issues, and it not be filtered or fake or this type of stuff. So
you think about this is good.
Yeah, and
thought about the process and everything.
Yeah.
My cameraman got here and he's being replaced by the iPhone. Yeah, sure. Sorry, keep going.
Yeah, it is nice. Like we, and then it's almost everything is in our hands. Like we have complete control over what we do. Like I could, I was talking about it like 2 weeks ago with like my Supra video. So I have a Supra, 95 Supra that I restored basically from like a field find, like junkyard Supra, and brought it back to life over the course of like 2 years. And all the videos on it did really well at first. I gained like 100,000 subscribers in like 2 months and had a lot of traction with the first videos. And then what ended up happening is I took a little bit too long on the project, but I just recently came out with this like 10-minute time-lapse video, and it hit like 9.6 million like views within like a week.
You can round it up to 10.
Almost 10 million views in like a week, which is just absolutely insane. Like how could you ever do that before? Like how many people sit down and watch the Super Bowl? Or like when you go to like a stadium, like you look at this and you're like, how many people fit in this, like the biggest almost arena probably ever, or like motorsports track. But it's just crazy, like to think that even just a picture that you put out on Instagram gets as many likes as like a stadium like could fill up. It's just crazy.
So if we extrapolate,
that's weird.
so if we extrapolate this and you look at the success you've had in the last 5 years, and we go on the same linear curve, where will you be in 5 more years? Don't be humble. Like, you just bought your first supercar and you're doing your first supercar on your channel.
Yeah.
You have an employee that's like full-time, it looks like. It's starting to become like a network almost, if you know what I mean. What do you think it's going to be like?
I mean, I have some ideas. I got kind of an idea in the plan, because I mean, how many cars can you build like in the shop and like do stuff with them? Like, at a certain extent, you need to like step it up and like kind of branch out into some other stuff. So I have some plans that is probably like that next level type of stuff that would be like, I feel like I could linger around in this area and for a little while and play with cars, but I'd almost get bored with that. You know, like, I've built Civics, I put 2Js in Mustang, or 2Js in 240s and stuff like that. Like, how many more times can you do that? So I have some ideas that I kind of want to implement and step up with. But in 5 years, honestly, I don't know. I mean, I want to keep doing what I'm doing, but I guess more like optimized in the fact that
less wasted time, you mean?
Yeah, because there is a lot of time and there's a lot of, you know, obviously, like, I have a daughter now. She's 2 years old. Like, I don't want to spend my life like editing videos or like at the shop till 3 in the morning.
Oh, you mean like having an editor, like working like more
and
business?
So Ty, you know, he handles like a lot of the merch stuff, and now he's been doing a lot of the editing. So like, before, it would take me till like 2 in the afternoon to like get anything like started, almost 4 in the afternoon. And so I'd stay up all night and then edit videos, and then in the morning you're, you know, uploading it, doing all that type of stuff. And so now it's like, I could kind of throw that stuff on him in the morning, he could finish it up, I could go out in the shop, start working and filming stuff, and then it just kind of makes everything flow a lot better. So I think stuff like that, yeah, I think this is where it's gonna go. Like, in order for anybody to be like relevant, like this, like, you kind of have to be in this like space.
Yeah.
And it was funny because even like you said, like 4 or 5 years ago when like we were first talking, like I was talking to you about my YouTube channel and you were like, huh? Like, you were like, so, but like,
I honestly did not get it, not even a little bit. I made videos because I loved them and I enjoyed it, and it was a hobby.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you saw the business in it, and I did not.
Yeah, and then even from like an advertiser's standpoint, like, I feel like most companies they don't know yet. Like, they don't know the potential of it. Like, they'll run, like, let's say an oil company will run an ad on Discovery Channel or whatever, like on a network television, and you're like, okay, how many of those people actually find that oil relevant? Whereas like, okay, well, I'm building like a car, if I'm pouring the oil or like using this oil or product in it, you know, it just makes more sense. You're like, okay, that video got 80,000 views in a day. Yeah. You know, versus like having to have this crazy expensive production team, you know, analyzing this video and redoing it, and for it to be on a TV show or a commercial in 4 months, 4 or 5 months. Yeah. It was like, I could shoot it now and it could be online in 10 minutes. Yeah. You know, type of stuff. And it's yeah, I don't know. It's just insane, the potential of YouTube and all that stuff.
I think it is. I think it's also amazing that, I'm sure you realize it and stuff, but because I'm not a very successful YouTuber that's growing in the same way that some of you guys are, but like, you guys are the next stars that probably in the next 5 to 10 years are going to be so large, there'll be like networks in, like Adam already is, but you know, like huge like brands.
When you talk to, like, I talk to like a lot of like dad, like, they see that I have a daughter, and like they'll come to the events and they have like their daughter or their son with them, and they're like, yeah, he wants to be a YouTuber, he wants to be just like you. Yeah. Like, I think there was some, I've heard numbers, I don't know exactly, but somebody is saying like 20 to 25% of like the younger generation, they want to be YouTube stars. Like, that is what they want to be. And I was almost talking about like, who's gonna build houses? Who's gonna be engineers? Because nobody wants to do that stuff. Everybody wants to be a YouTube vlogger and like just live their life, but like, I don't know, almost not.
I was gonna say, you're like the new Dale Earnhardt Jr. for like, you know, car stuff. You guys are gonna be huge. Also, something interesting, he just pointed out that kids all want to be YouTubers and stuff. I went to a, what do you call it when you go to a kid's school? A career day. I did a career day where I went in, which is, I'm the worst person to have for a career day, but they wanted me and they asked me specifically to come. And the kids were 50% wanted to be YouTubers, so like, you're saying 20%. It was like 50%, and the other 50% wanted to be Fortnite Twitch streamers. Yeah. I mean, like, I'm even too old now as like a YouTube person to understand Twitch streamers. And I look at Noriaro, you know, Alexi.
Yeah.
Alexi actually does more Twitch stuff than he does YouTube.
Yeah.
I mean, like.
But like, if you think about that, like, do any of those kids want to be plumbers? But like, think about the opportunity of a plumber or a plumbing company in 50 years.
Yeah.
You know, like, how much are you gonna have to pay somebody to do the simple task of something like that? Because all these kids or these people that grew up to be YouTube stars or they wanted to be this, they never learned how to actually work on their hands. So I'm kind of in that weird stage.
Everybody can't be a YouTube star either.
Yeah, and like, yeah, like, exactly. Like, if everybody's making YouTube videos and like, what's everybody else doing?
I don't know.
You know?
Do you ever think of taking your channel more mainstream and broad, and so it's not just specifically car stuff? Because right now you're very niche. You're not as niche as Lone Star Drift, where we just do drift specific stuff. You're doing entire projects and stuff that a normal person can comprehend.
Yeah.
A normal person is not going to comprehend like the intricacies of, you know, a drift event organization.
Yeah.
You could even go more broad and more mainstream and be a more like generalized vlogger. Does that interest you?
I would like to be able to, I guess, live my life a little bit more like on the internet, or like not do so much car stuff.
Yeah.
But with YouTube, like, I still do all the stuff that I normally do, but I just don't film it type of stuff.
Yeah.
And I mean, a lot of other channels, they have success with making another channel, like let's say like a family vlog channel or something like that. And I've thought about, like, let's say taking like Motion Auto from, you know, 3 to 4 videos a week to 2 videos a week, and then have like a daily vlog type of thing on the side. So it was more so.
You're stressing me out with how many videos you'd have to make.
Oh, I mean, thinking about that stresses me out too. But I mean, I don't know, the possibilities are endless. Like, the sky's the limit. Like, just with the Supra video, like, I gained 120,000 subscribers in literally a week.
That's amazing.
Because of that one video. Like,
what if you make stuff now that's not Supra? How many of those people stick around and watch that, and will they hurt you algorithmically, if you know what I mean, being there? Because they're all
I've thought about that too, and I think probably like 20% of them will kind of stick around.
Yeah.
You know, the rest of them, I almost feel like they subscribe to like I can't put out a 10-minute car build time lapse every week or even every month, because it takes months to build the cars.
Yeah.
So that'll probably be like a quarterly thing. Like, once I get done with the build, I'll try to do something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do you actively think about why that video is so successful? One of the reasons I think it went viral is because they didn't have talking in it, and you could comprehend everything in the video without talking, and it was mesmerizing.
Yeah.
So you could have people that were Chinese speaking, Indian speaking, anybody watch that video. So you get, because right now you're at, what's 10%? You're at 3% of the entire United States would have watched that video if it was just watched in America. 10 million views by 300 million people. That math might be right. You know what I mean? But if you're just a teeny tiny fraction of the entire world, that's
there's guys.
Much bigger market.
There's videos on Facebook that it's like this guy took a brass ring, like 2 brass pieces of like nuts and like this little thing that screw, and made like a wedding ring out of it.
Yeah.
And like has like 17 or 29 million views on it, and like I watched that video.
Yeah.
Type of stuff, because, and it's just, I think it's a really simple video. It's an easy concept. It's easy to watch it go from here to here and like enjoy the process without like watching every 30-minute video that went into it. That was like, all right, today we're like fixing the doors, like we're body working the doors, or like installing the engine, but it doesn't run today because that's going to be next video.
Yeah.
And it's I think it was just super simple, and like everybody could watch it.
Yeah.
Like a kid could watch it, like somebody's wife or like a girl that was halfway into
you could show it to somebody else and sit through it too.
Yeah.
Whereas, a lot of the drift event stuff, if it's a story-based thing, you're not going to sit through it in the same way.
And it was such a transformation too.
Yeah, no, it was really visual. Like, it worked really well. What else should we talk about? Is there anything you can think of?
I don't know. I mean, I think like with the whole drifting, like I kind of got infected by you like a while back and just like seat time.
Yeah.
But the other thing, or like, I guess suggestions for anybody that is trying to be like a YouTuber or like trying to do anything like that, is it doesn't happen overnight. Like literally, like my channel's been active since 2010, and just now recently I've seen that's the biggest spike I've ever seen, but that's, almost 9 years later, where it actually does it. So you can't just like upload 4 videos and be like, oh, it didn't go anywhere. Like literally you have to upload like at least 1 video a week for probably a year.
I have like 300 videos online now. Some of them are 7 hours long.
Yeah.
It's painful.
But yeah, I mean, it's just, You know, it's like slow and steady wins the race. You know, like everybody could have went and watched that video of mine, and then seen that I didn't have any other videos, or like all those tech channels where it's like a how-to video has 10 million views, but they have like 10 million subscribers, but their video that they uploaded last week has 5,000 views on it. You know, and you've seen that. We've talked about that.
That's scary to me.
And so I don't ever want to like grow that fast or that exponential. Like I want to earn it. And I feel like, you know, I'm kind of like playing the long game when it comes to that type of stuff. Like I'm not trying to do.
You definitely are.
And it seems like it's working out. You know, I mean, it's consistently, slowly like rising up. And I hope to just kind of keep doing that.
I was also gonna say you're one of the most authentic, real car YouTubers that I can think of. Most YouTubers, like, I got linked a bunch of stuff about Humvee stuff recently.
Yeah.
And like, these channels don't really, I'm not calling anybody out, but like, they don't really even know anything about the vehicles.
Yeah.
A lot of car vloggers don't necessarily know anything about the cars. They don't know how to work on them. They just kind of enjoy them and chat it. Like, it's fun and everything, but like, they're kind of, I don't want to say clueless. I'm not trying to be mean.
I know what you're saying. Like, they weren't like...
And you're actually building cars, and there's a huge amount of authenticity with that like resonates and people stick around long term.
And like, I like to think that I build cars that like work too, you know, or like...
I definitely do.
Or like have something that, at least I tested it and there was a reason behind it. Like, I didn't put a stock K20 like engine in my Civic and make 600 horsepower on it just because I wanted to make a video of it blowing up. I just genuinely wanted to see if it like worked, and it did.
Yeah.
And I did some like ignorant stuff with the two-step and it like shot a rod out of it. But then I was like, okay, what's the weak link? Rods. So I put like a set of forged rods with stock pistons and stock everything else in the other engine, like head gasket, head studs, all that stuff, because nobody does that.
Yeah.
You know, they go from 0 to 100 and then their car never runs or works. And I kind of like to, you know, test things and kind of be like the test mule to be like, okay, well, Trevor did it, it works. Like, I can't tell you how many people have copied this exact setup. Like,
it's because it works.
Like, message me on Instagram or like send me pictures and videos of their cars running, and it's literally the same exact setup, like stock ECU, single turbo, just ripping. And but whereas anybody you ever talked to before that was like, it won't work. You're stupid. You're an idiot. You know, why would you do that? Like, and then
do it right. Do it right.
Yeah, do it right. Spend
do
10.
It right.
Do it right. Spend 10 grand. And you know, it's like it was a gamble that I was willing to take of, you know, like an $1,800 JDM engine. Like, let's see if it works. You know, and but now they're like $3 grand. All these damn YouTubers made videos about how good they are. The prices are going up. But.
So what's next? You have an Audi R8. What comes after that? You're like, I can't tell you.
I mean, like I said, I have that kind of that other idea. I kind of wanted like, I definitely
just give us an idea, like more supercars, more authentic things like that are exciting, like Civic stuff. What do you want to do?
So I'm really excited about the R8. I kind of want to do like some rally stuff, like some road trip type of stuff with it.
Yeah.
I'd really like to take, like I had an RV, I just recently sold it. I haven't told anybody on my channel about it yet, but the plan with that was to kind of, the RV, like a 2-car stacker, and like travel the country and like go to events like with the family, you know, and like have fun and do that type of stuff. I definitely like traveling. It's kind of stressful, you know.
I love traveling. I love going all around the world.
Yeah, I mean, I think the last time the first and last time I left the country was when I went with you to Japan in 2015.
You need to go more places. I go all over the place.
Yeah, but our daughter's old enough now, it'd probably be easier.
You really need to go around the world too. This is gonna sound kind of dumb or something, but you need to do it before the entire world is. Hey, look, more YouTube or Lone Star Drift people. Boom. Hello, Nick.
Hello.
Hello. You need to go around the world before everywhere is covered in McDonald's and KFCs, because like when we went to Japan, you could get around with what's it called? Google Maps and stuff. The first time I went to Japan, you really couldn't even get service. It was a completely foreign place. I was in Africa last year for a month. Like, that place is very, very different. Like, you feel you're in another world. Go travel around the world before everything is like baby America.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Japan was awesome when we went.
Yeah,
like,
and it's so foreign.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a different world. Like, it was
Come back to Japan with me.
I'm down.
You're like, baby.
I've been I've always had it in like, you know, we need to go, so I just need to actually schedule it and do it. So.
Yeah. You should build a rad car and ship it over.
That would be cool.
We should build 2 cars and ship them both over.
Like, for Corvettes and Mustangs.
That'd be rad.
I think the Mustangs would be cool. And a 2JZ Mustang. So I have a 2015 EcoBoost Mustang, and I want to put like an RB in it.
Yeah.
And then drift it. So, like, as cool as this car is, like, I'm almost getting bored of it now.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, you drifted actually that 4-cylinder EcoBoost Mustang. How was that thing?
Well, it was automatic.
Oh.
So like,
okay, so not
you
great.
you can't get on the e-brake. You can't do any stuff like that. And yeah, it wasn't fun. Like it's fun to do donuts in. It'll do donuts all day.
Yeah.
But yeah, if it was
why don't you manual swap it?
Because like I believe everything in there like talks to itself because it's like CAN bus and like all the modules. You'd have to have like the body control module and all that stuff. It's not like you just put the manual tranny in there and like have it okay with it.
I'm sure you can figure it out though.
I think.
I have a question for you. What's the best car you've ever driven that you love the most?
Like the most fun, my Civic.
Your Civic?
Yeah.
Your Civic's better than like your S14 and stuff?
For its intents and purposes, like drifting wise, obviously like
your favorite car you've ever driven is a Civic. Think about those words. It's fair, you can say it though.
I would like the most fun, not maybe the favorite, because there's parts of the car that I absolutely hate, like I wouldn't want to drive it every day at all.
Yeah.
But it's hilarious for what it is. It's just crazy like that you have that much fun for that cheap.
Yeah. How fast is it?
It's really fast. I mean, it makes like 600 and it's all-wheel drive. It doesn't spin.
I mean, like, what does that mean? Is it like ridiculously like ludicrous fast where it scares you, or is it just like, yeah, this thing's fast?
I mean, it's in between that. It's gonna be like ludicrous where it's like, holy crap, like you feel like you're in a lightning bolt. But
when's that gonna be? Like 1,000 horsepower?
Yeah. So, but I mean, it ran 11.0 on street tires at like 131 miles an hour with like a really soft 60 foot, like in the quarter mile.
That's getting fast.
Yeah, I mean, it literally 195 all seasons, and it was spinning those.
Yeah.
And for a Civic, like that's just hilarious.
Yeah,
whereas
really,
like
really
you could have like a 600 horsepower Civic on street tires that will run like a 15.
The scariest part of going that fast in a Civic is you're in a Civic. Like, oh yeah, they're not very like safe to go those speeds and wreck or anything.
But I do want to do a diesel swap Crown Vic.
Yeah.
I'm gonna build a burnout car for the Cletus Cars events. Those are a lot of fun. I'd like to kind of have my own like YouTuber event, like type of thing, like a quarterly like meetup.
Yeah.
I think that would be fun with like some challenges and stuff built into it. But
how big do you have to get before you can do that?
I mean, it's all like you can do it whenever. It depends on if people show up.
Yeah, there just wouldn't be a lot of people.
You know, and there has to be that incentive too for like other YouTubers to show up. It can't just be like, oh, I'm putting on this event to come out here and you know do that type of stuff. So I'd like to work on something like that. You know, I think that'd be really cool. But yeah,
right.
FD just looks like. You were asking me earlier if it motivates me to come out here to like FD and like actually do FD. And like being a part of like Adam's team and doing that stuff, like I really enjoy it, like the aspect. Like I like being here, like traveling, you know, the people, all that stuff. Like it sucks when you're on track, but like everything else about it is really cool.
Yeah.
And it's really cool being with him because it's like it takes away like the two most stressful pieces of drifting, which is like driving and paying for it.
Uh-huh.
So it's like I get to come and hang out and like do all that type of stuff. So I'm really enjoying that aspect of it. But as far as like me going to like, you know, trying to get my Pro 2 license or, you know, go Pro 1, I don't think I'd ever do that unless it was like a really easy, like to where I didn't have to like assemble a team and, you know, do all that type of stuff. And I mean, maybe eventually, like if the money was there, like for me, or if I was making it, you know, maybe in a different way where it didn't matter as much and I was bored, I'd do it. But
Trevor is such a good talker. He keeps going. This is going very well. I'll let him go in just a second. I told him 10 minutes and we're like probably at the 30-minute mark. Real quickly, since you've been on the team, and like Formula D is a quick learning curve, do you agree with that?
Oh yeah.
What are the top 3 things that you've learned doing this? Just to be clear, what he's doing is he crews on Adam LZ's team.
And so I think everybody just having their defined roles.
Yeah.
Like having, you know, their place in their job and like the things that they're supposed to do versus everybody trying to do one thing. And I found, you know, a lot of my value on the team was actually being basically like Adam's vlogger, like because he's here and he's a driver, he's not here to like he is here because of everything, because of the vlog and, you know, like his videos and stuff, but that's like not why he's here. So like I kind of stepped up a little bit and like tried to help him capture that. not captured that, but like captured the event for him, because he needs to drive. Like that's what his role is. Like he's the driver, he needs to be in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
And so helping out with the video stuff, and you know, I guess almost doing the stuff, kind of helping him out, the stuff that I would hope that somebody would do for me in that position, just because coming from video, knowing kind of what needs to be done and like what's important and stuff. But yeah, I'd definitely say that the crew is 100%, you know, everything. The car has to stay together. You know, obviously you have to have a crew to do that. And then I would say the biggest thing is financial stuff. You know, I think people come out here and they reverse mortgage their house and credit card everything to death, and it's like there's no end in it, you know, or really like a huge payoff, you know. I don't know. I mean, obviously he sells merch and all that stuff. It works really well for him, but I think he still definitely loses money, like every round. But I don't know. What do you think of that? Actually, let's not get you on it.
No, I think that it's racing, and I think that over time, I think first of all, I think everybody has some opinion that I have some weird opinion in things. I obviously host a racing organization. Costs get elevated. There's all these different things to consider. But like, why would I say people have to make money? Or like, the racing is racing. People just spend money on racing and they love it. And as long as it's entertaining and everybody's having a really fun time and doing everything and everybody's a willing participant. This doesn't have to make business sense. It's racing. Business sense, everybody goes and makes lots of money doing something else in some corporation job or, you know, some type of business. They come here to spend money. And I think a lot of the time people think that I'm saying racing has to make sense or it has to make money. And I don't think people hear me enough say that racing is just blowing money. You're having fun. This is what we do instead of drugs or instead of, you know, really, mistresses or whatever.
Like, I would say, like, cars in general is like, I don't know what I would do without cars. Like, what would I do? Like, I'm not really into football or sports or anything, and everybody has to have something, and cars just happens to be my thing and like that type of stuff. But like, I've always thought, I don't know, it's
so anyways, I think, sorry to cut you off, I was just saying I don't have anything bad to say about it. If Adam wants to race, Adam absolutely knows what he's doing. If people want to blow money, I blow so much money on race cars. Like, if you see my stuff, I have at least 14 cars at all times. I keep cars in Japan, sometimes multiple. I love cars. It does not make financial sense for me to do this stuff. Was that what you're asking me?
I think so. I don't know. Something
you
like
don't
that.
know? Yeah. No, but I do think, and one of the reasons that I did a little bit of Formula D a long time ago, I drove D1 USA for a season, I drove Nopi, I drove lots of grassroots events in a competitive format. Most of the time I just drive for fun now. But I always did it because I wanted to find the best drivers to tandem with and have fun and drive. And Formula D is where you will find the best drivers in the world right now. There's some other places in the world that are really, really good, but you'll find the best drivers in the world right now. And if you want to drive with them and you come here, it's a whole lot cheaper than bringing them to your house or something. Yeah. Like, you build your crazy car, you come here, you drive, you try and be an alpha male and do your thing.
I'm excited to drive with everybody in Lone Star tomorrow. Like, I'm really stoked about that. So, I like cars. 16.
I like cars. I like going fast.
Yeah. I like making videos. I don't know, like, I don't know what else to say.
Are you gonna be a Twitch star next?
No, I don't think so.
How about a Vine star?
I mean, I could ramble. Like, if anybody's watching my videos, I could ramble like for a while. Like,
you can ramble like nobody's business.
We'll just keep her going. So
I can ramble too, but I don't think I ramble as well as you.
Yeah, I've tried to quit the rambling a lot, and it's helped.
Yeah.
But
yeah, people like it though. I think
like 10% of the people like it.
You think so?
I don't know. Probably 20 or 30.
Yeah. But then they get super connected to you. And then they're lifers.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely have some lifers. I met some lifers out here today. It's crazy.
Another thing to explain. So you guys all shaved mustaches because Adam placed really well last night, second place.
Yeah.
Do people not recognize you today and you're incognito?
Almost.
Yeah?
Yeah, no, it's, so we told Adam, I don't know, like, we were in the pits, and I've kind of had this idea in the back of my head, like, since the beginning of the season. And, like, he was getting ready to go qualify, and, like, I don't know, we were just kind of chilling, and there wasn't like a whole lot of like energy or like a reason to win, you know, type of stuff. It was just kind of like we were all here, and I was like, hey Adam, I was like, if you qualify first, I'll shave off the thing and grow the stash. So he's like, oh yeah, But then it ended up getting dark, and you know, they called it for the next day. So I was like, okay, well, if you get on the podium, we'll do it. Yeah. So then it gave it more of like a fun reason, you know, versus just winning to like, because you wanted to win type of stuff. So it was like, I want to win because this is going to be a lot of fun if I do, type of stuff. So we did that, and obviously it got second in the Pro 2 last night, and so we all freaking shaved off our beards into the LZ stash. So
I have another question. As a YouTuber that's got a big following, are there a lot of people that recognize you here?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I'd say.
So you are almost like a celebrity just walking around the pits all the time.
In certain aspects, but like I said earlier, it's not like a fanboy, like I'm gonna scream and yell and like can't talk to you type of thing. It's like, hey dude, like come shake my hand. I love what you're doing. You know, like I watch your videos all the time, and it's just like that. And that's, I would much rather have that than it like a swarm of, you know, people where you like can't walk or do anything like that.
Yeah. You'll get there one day though.
Yeah. We'll see.
We'll see.
But okay. I always want it to be that way.
Do you have anything else to say before we cut you off?
I think that's it.
What?
I think that's it.
We're done. All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah. See you later.
Bye. Goodbye, audience. Thanks so much for watching. To be clear, also, as we were YouTubing, there was fans sitting around for more than 20 minutes, like waiting to shake Trevor's hands. They weren't waiting for me. They've been standing with him.
For you?
Oh, were you?
That.
Oh, hello. How are you?
Good. How you doing, man?
Great. How are you?
Pretty good. How are you?
He has double the fans.
Would you like to sign a steering wheel that I have?
I would love to sign a steering wheel. Now they're making me feel special. I was feeling bad because everybody's here for Trevor.
And thank you so much to all of our sponsors, such as BC Racing, Koyo Radiator, GK Tech, Sickie, Spec Clutch, Kenda Tires, Inky Wheels, Garrett Turbo, Wiring Specialties, ECU Master, What Monsters Do, AAM, NRG, and everyone else that helps out. And also, we're starting to plug our new Patreon account. You can go over there and find us at Lone Star Drift. This is how we can afford to keep making cool content for you because our channel is so expensive to run. And we just want to keep making unique, neat stuff that promotes our drivers and all the cool things we do on our grassroots level. So thanks so much, everybody.